What are signs of depression that aren't talked about? Being on Reddit. As soon as I opened this thread and started reading things I could relate to, I just lost it. I just started crying out of nowhere because I noticed him not alone. I feel the nothingness. I feel the losing interest in your hobbies. I feel all of this. And it just broke my dam of emotions. Hypersleep. Glad to see I'm not alone here, but sorry to see how many people struggle with depression. Irritability and anger. That waking up is the nightmare. Also burning skin sensation. Lack of self-care or hygiene. This one sucked for me, 'cause back in high school I barely cleaned myself because of it, which led to more bullying and as a result completed the cycle again. Loss of interest in things once found joyous. Memory is skewed or can only recall a tiny fraction of things told or learned. Insomnia is very prominent, along with having the need to sleep more than normal. Concentration issues. I believe an untalked sign is when we make fantasize before we go to sleep or randomly in the day as a way of leaving our cruel reality. Especially when it's romance, but not the usual love romance, but more of someone being proud of you, just hugging in a safe environment, living in a clean house. Some even get happiness because they had the ability to give a small talk with their parents, teachers, people who they fear, or people who they love. The empty shell you become. You don't particularly like or dislike anything anymore. You hardly even feel anymore. You're just going through every day behaving the way society expects you to behave without caring about anything anymore. Like whatever the hell happens today doesn't really matter. It could be a great day or the world could end. Doesn't matter to you though, either works just fine. You want to do something and even your favorite things, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. Binge eating / weight gain. Everyone talks about and acknowledges the not eating and weight loss part that some people experience, but not the opposite. Weight and mental health are intrinsically linked, and often fat people are fat because they treat their depression with food. With how we demonize fat people, it's a pretty vicious mental health cycle. If someone is capable of something you aren't, chances are you'll feel inferior, even if it's something that has no bearing on whether or not you actually are. General apathy. Not deep dark soul-crushing pain or sadness, just feeling nothingness towards everything. You lose interest in your hobbies, things don't make you happy or sad, you just sort of exist and go through the motions. Inability to open the mail. There are so many different ways it can look. Some people keep up appearances, but inside they're dying. Other people just disappear and stop showing up to life. Other people kinda try to keep showing up for life but slowly just stop taking care of themselves. Many times depression comes paired with other things and it can kinda flavor what it looks like. Tired, not even have the energy to say a word. Typing in tired. Not wanting to eat even when you feel hungry or your stomach is growling. At least for me, that's how I kinda see the signs for myself. I just have no appetite and I enjoy eating food in general. Low attention span, body pains, emotionally numb most of the time. This thread made me realize I'm depressed. The extreme want to do something and having no motivation or interest to actually do it. Or a more depressing, answer. The absolute confusion when you live longer than you thought you would. What do you do with life? Relying on coffee, energy drinks, or even Adderall in an effort to boost productivity. Memory loss, feeling like your brain isn't working and just in general not being able to function at 100%. It's incredibly frustrating, especially if you were okay just yesterday but today you can't even think. Being on Instagram for 4 hours a day. Watching reruns of a TV show again and again. Not being mentally present. Being always late. Bad memory. Not talking much. When you can't even pay attention to the Netflix movie you scrolled through for 20 minutes and finally settled on something and you end up scrolling the Reddit instead. Constant out-of-body fogginess. Me coming on here and realizing I probably have a 10-year depression of sorts behind me. But have just been labeled as lazy and a recluse. Lovely. Body pain. Legit sign. Brain fog. Not doing the stupid things for yourself. For me, I don't want to go get a haircut because I think it's a waste on me and I don't want to waste money. Reading these comments now, I'm like 90% sure I'm depressed. Brain fog / memory loss, tiredness all the time but can't seem to fall asleep or stay asleep, irritability. Being connected to people you love gets difficult, you know deep down you still love them but it's almost like you're numb. Mental tiredness in general. The appetite. Somehow you can have absolutely no appetite but still binge eat to try and feel something. Or you feel hunger but have no desire to physically eat something. Procrastination. Postponing important tasks for no apparent reason and watching everything crumble into pieces. Knowing you could have prevented it but not being able to care or to change the behavior next time. Physical pain. I ached all over and the doctor told me it was my depression / anxiety. I'm always late because I don't care. Feeling numb. Feeling nothing and being somewhat happy when you're sad because you feel no emotions anymore. Feeling hopeless like every day is the same. Why do anything when I just want to sleep all day? I hate effort. Boring. Drug and alcohol use. I'll just smoke and eat to feel better. Self-harm. Cutting, burning, pulling hair out. Compulsiveness. When people ask how did the holidays go and I say well at least we're all still alive, me plus 3 kids. And they take it as a joke but actually it's not. I think it is an achievement. The silence. If somebody doesn't want you to know that he or she is depressed, you won't notice. So basically the opposite of every depressive girl aged 14 to 17. Spending money who can't really spare. Alcoholism and what I call the big empty. Where I just do not feel anything at all. Only being able to enjoy very limited particular interests or hobbies. You only feel interested in doing that one thing, nothing else is fun, worthwhile or motivating. Why one's purpose, meaning in life makes one's unhappy. Not being in the mood for anything all the time. Not wanting to reminisce about the past, it's too much to handle. Never wanting to be alone. When I was suffering from depression, I was always with friends, or at college with the colleagues, etc. but never at home with time to think. Thinking it's not that bad and others suffers more when it actually is really bad. Disappointment that I woke up. Dehydration. I found I just couldn't be bothered to move and would sit stoic for hours on end and not really eat or drink. Being scared of getting better. That fear of not knowing who you are without it. According to this thread, I have depression. When going grocery shopping feels like you're going into war. Physical pain and physical reactions to emotions. When you're walking and a hit of sadness and apathy hits you, your shoulders slump, your legs get heavy and you just get so tired. Or when you're trying to work, and you're reminded of how worthless you feel, so your chest gets heavy and hollow. Consistently posting about it on Reddit like it's a competition. Giving stuff away. Not really caring about your things anymore. Being 100% apathetic. Sleeping a lot. I get really tired when I'm down. I also binge eat. Erectile dysfunction. I'm being serious. Psychological ed affects young people due to depression. Self-hatred. When you involuntarily degrade yourself and constantly apologize for the things you do, you may and to seek help. It happened to me a lot, and I just started to feel like I was constantly in danger of myself, making me feel vulnerable and angry all the time. Self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. I really struggled to concentrate on anything. I had a very short and shallow attention span that made it hard to do schoolwork but also made it difficult to even pay attention to a TV show for longer than 5 minutes. It was the first thing that got better for me when I started medication. My best friend during primary school just committed suicide the night before last. He didn't show any big signs of the things that people are talking about here, but it was just little things, a combination of all these small signs that no one really noticed. Miss you, bud. Sometimes depressed people can be pricks to people. Short-tempered, Overly negative, argumentative, dismissive. Also can be terrible decision makers, deeply impulsive, purposefully make knowingly bad decisions because they already feel like a write-off as a person. I say this as a person who has had on and off severe depressing his entire adult life and has ruined many a good relationship. I just typed something long out to really explain how it feels and then just felt defeated and deleted it. That, I guess. Strange bouts of happiness that make you think you're getting better, but then remembering the situation you're in and it's like the roof is falling in on you and there's nothing you can do but stand in the rain. Neglecting hygiene.